Welcome to Aloha Nation Live. Here again with Jean Tamashiro to answer more questions on what it's like to live in the Hawaiian Kingdom as a sovereign. And today, I wanted to ask you, Jean, what is the difference between Hawaiian Kingdom sovereignty and American sovereignty? Because there's a lot of people who can get kind of confused between the two, specifically on this land here.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's a great question. As we know, Hawaiian Kingdom is in continuity. The kingdom never ended. For those that would presume that Hawaiian Kingdom is gone, they really have no evidence of that. And so that's part of how we clarify conclusions in the law and we can talk about this another day, but that would be verified claims with evidence. Okay. That's kind of easy to understand, but verified claims being something that you believe or that you know, you put it in writing, and then you support it with your evidence in writing. You autograph it. In the corporate world, they call it a signature, but we autograph it. And myself, I put my thumbprint. I put my right thumbprint to confirm and clarify who I am, where I believe I am with evidence, and then what is the law. See, in any controversy, and there's always controversy that's going to arise between people, but any controversy on this soil, because Hawaiian Kingdom is not a corporation, it is a people's de jure government that, this is what we're reviving, this is what we're invoking. So you asked the question, what is the difference between American sovereignty and Hawaiian Kingdom sovereignty? Well,
specifically application to this land here that we live on in Hawaii.
Well, where are we? Is an important question to ask. We are in Hawaiian Kingdom. The evidence, as so brilliantly clarified and confirmed by people like Keanusai, by people like Jen Ruggles, who took a lot of this public record information and then sent to all the judges in the state of Hawaii, all the top politicians, all the law enforcement people. People know, and they have been challenged. They have been notified about Hawaii's true political status and have been challenged and given 10 days, 21 days to respond or rebut to these claims. Emanating out of Hawaiian Kingdom, emanating out of the United Nations, The Hague, people from all walks of life, organizations, and even other governments, perhaps. But the world has largely been co-opted by corporate law. And once again, we want to clarify that there are two systems of law. The sovereign operates, and I don't care where you want to be sovereign. If you're an American sovereign or you're a Hawaiian sovereign, the principles of sovereignty law are the same. And a sovereign is free.
Right.
A sovereign is free because a sovereign knows and protects and requires his or her unalienable rights to be respected. You require substantive due process in any controversy that you might run into.
Right.
A sovereign does that. A sovereign requires full disclosure. So if I'm a Hawaiian sovereign, I operate in the basis of Hawaiian Kingdom law, which is not a corporation, and it is the Creator's sovereign law. Once again, what is the truth? Was any harm done? And what is the status of agreements or treaties or contracts? So a sovereign takes full responsibility.
Yeah, that's key.
That's key. A sovereign takes full responsibility for their words, for their actions, for their life. This is not a limited liability corporation life.
Right.
A sovereign cannot lawfully contract with a corporate fiction actor. A sovereign can only contract with another sovereign. So if American sovereigns, and America was set up under the Creator's law for sovereign people, all men are created equal. You have equal rights under the law.
Right. So in corporate terminology,
Yeah.
some of them will not deal with managers and such. A lot of times they would prefer only to deal with principals, meaning the actual owner who can execute real decisions.
Okay.
There's a difference. Is there a difference? Do you know?
To my use, a principal is the circle of top executives or
Right.
the top executive. A principal, an executive, a boss, a chief, a king, a president. Some of those terms automatically, like a president is automatically, you're a president, you're automatically in the corporate law venue.
Right.
It's always important to remember as a sovereign, and we don't presume this, we clarify and confirm this. As a sovereign, whenever you're in a controversy or a conflict, even peaceful conflict, we hope, with another individual or a group, as a sovereign, you clarify in writing who you are, where you are, and what is the law you operate in. Okay, so now this is the way that sovereigns interact and resolve, and I want to say ho'oponopono, controversies. So, for example, if I have, and here's a contemporary issue, Suzanne Case, who is the chairperson of the BLNR. On her signature, or we call it an autograph, the notice went out that people living on the Kalapana lava field, 17 families specifically, were served notices, or it's like a charging instrument with her autograph, that they need to do what she says and what her department says and what the state of Hawaii says. Okay, a sovereign will respond to that charging instrument by taking the charging instrument and clarifying defects in the charging instrument.
Okay.
And when you do that, well, who are you to clarify so-called defects in our state of Hawaii charging instrument? So it's important that that sovereign, and in this case, it could be an American sovereign, okay? Because Americans can live in the Hawaiian Kingdom, but Americans have to abide by Hawaiian Kingdom law, because Hawaiian Kingdom is in continuity. Hawaiian Kingdom law guarantees that everybody living here, whether you're a Hawaiian sovereign like myself, or you're an American sovereign, and I have American sovereign friends, we guarantee that everybody is respected in their unalienable rights. Okay? So there is unity in the law. An American sovereign has pledged upon the contract as codified Declaration of Rights and the Organic Constitution 1789. Okay? In 1871, with the creation of the District of Columbia, the unstated but and unlawful presumption that Washington D.C. is now the capital of the United States. It's the United States Incorporated. Okay, so that's the official declaration unto the world that we are now operating not under the Creator's Law, Declaration of Independence, or Constitution of 1789. We are operating in this new Constitution in the creation of the District of Columbia, corporate law, which is by its very nature infiltrated by politics and money. Okay, that's the U.S. corporation now. It's important to remember Hawaiian Kingdom is not a corporation. America has been wholly occupied, just like Hawaiian Kingdom has been occupied by agents, particularly of the British Accreditation Regency Club, that private club, foreign agents on American soil, foreign agents on Hawaiian soil.
I see.
Okay? British bar. If you're a bar and you're going to be bar in Japan, in Canada, in New Zealand, in Hawaii, occupied Hawaii, in the States, You got to be bar. You got to be a foreign agent paid, controlled to practice law in the representation of corporate fiction people. And once again, if you don't clarify your status, then you will be presumed to be property with privileges only of the corporation. State of Hawaii is a corporation. It has its own Dun and Bradstreet number. The judicial branch of the state of Hawaii has its own Dun and Bradstreet number.
Okay.
They're doing business, okay? And you're not supposed to mess with justice, you know, by creating a corporation and operating in corporate policy.
I see.
And that's the illusion that people have, that the state of Hawaii is actual government, a lawful people's government. Oh, it's not.
Well, that sounds kind of confusing, because if BAR stands for British
Accreditation,
Regency,
Yep.
how is British American?
Exactly. So the original 13th Amendment, I can't remember what year, okay? The original 13th Amendment prohibited foreign agents, like specifically back then, British Accreditation Regency, foreign agents of the Crown, to infiltrate and be involved in American government.
I see.
And every year there are a few American politicians. I don't have their names memorized, but there are a few that do their very best to invoke the original 13th Amendment, which clarifies the right and the fact that American government should not be infiltrated by foreign agents.
Right.
Okay, that conflict of interest is so very dangerous, and the whole planet, pretty much,
Right.
to my observation, is now operating in Roman civil corporate law.
That's very interesting.
All roads lead to Rome. Some would argue intelligently the Vatican. You have Washington, D.C. Corporation, Inner City of London, and then the Vatican. These are all independent corporate entities that comprise the spiritual or religious, the military, and the economic corporate entities that are the main nexuses of control for those that control the deep state global corporation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we, since that is separating, how do we live in Hawaiian Kingdom,
Great.
keeping that straight in our mind?
Okay.
So that's the next question I'm going to have.
Okay.
We shall stop here.
Oh, we're gonna stop here.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to do another video to answer that question.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean.
Aloha.
Aloha, blessings.
Thank you.